We less 8 with 5 and 3 bits at a time. When we are unable to less 8, we use big friends formula, that is less a 10 and add a 2. Sometimes we are unable to less 8 directly or applying big friends formula. Then we need to apply mixed complements or combined formula. To less an 8, in place of less a 10, we need to less a 50 and add 40. And in place of add a 2, we need to add a 5 and less a 3. It may seem little tricky for the learners, but continuous practice and applying to solve the problems will make it simpler. Let's see how it works. 4 plus 9. We cannot add 9 directly. To apply tens complements, we need to add a 10, less a 1. Then less 8. We cannot less 8 directly. To apply tens complements, we need to less a 10, add a 2. We can less a 10 but we cannot add a 2. To add a 2, we need to apply a different formula. Add a 5, less a 3. That is mixed complements we have applied to less an 8. The answer is 5. 7, 5 and 2 at a time, 7 plus 7. We cannot add 7 again directly. To apply tens complements, we need to add a 10, less a 3. We can add a 10 but we cannot less a 3. To less a 3, we will apply a different formula. Less a 5, add a 2. That is combined formula we have applied to add a 7. Next, less an 8. We cannot less an 8 directly. To apply tens complements, we need to less a 10, add a 2. We can less a 10 but we cannot add a 2. To add 2, we need to apply add a 5, less a 3. The answer is 5 and 1.
6.
44 minus 8. To less an 8, we will apply a mixed complements or combined formula. Less a 10, add a 5, less a 3. Again, we need to less an 8. Less a 10, add a 2. First time to less an 8, we have applied a mixed complements. And second time to less an 8, we have applied tens complements.
Answer is 28.
52 minus 8. We cannot less 8 directly. To apply tens complements, we need to less a 10, add a 2. We can add a 2 but we cannot less a 10. To less a 10, we will apply a different formula. Less a 50, add a 40. That is combined formula or mixed complements. Less an 18. To less an 18, we will less 10 first and then less 8. To less 8, less a 10, add a 2. We can less a 10 but we cannot add a 2. To add a 2, we will apply another formula. Add a 5, less a 3. That is also combined formula or mixed complements.
Our answer is 26.
64 minus 18. To less an 18, we need to less a 10 first, then less an 8. We cannot less an 8 directly. To apply tens complements, we need to less a 10, add a 2. We cannot less a 10, we cannot add a 2. For both the number, we will apply two different formula. That is mixed complements or combined formula. To less a 10, less a 50, add a 40. And to add a 2, add a 5, less a 3. Again, we need to less an 8. This time, to less an 8, we will apply tens complements. Less a 10, add a 2. The answer is 3, 8, 38. 83 minus 8. To less 8, we will apply mixed complements. Less a 10, add a 5, less a 3, minus 4. We cannot less 4 directly. We can add 4 but we cannot less 4. To less 4, we will apply 5's complements. Less a 5, add a 1. The answer is 71. To less 80, we can apply the same formula in extended form. Let's apply the formula. 540. This is hundreds place. Add 5 on hundreds place. Add 4 on tens place. 0 on ones place. 540 minus 80. We cannot less 80 directly. To apply big friends formula, we need to less 100, add a 20. We cannot less 100. We cannot add a 20. To less 100, we will apply a formula. To add a 20, we will apply another formula. That is mixed complements or combined formula. To less 100, less 500, add 400. To add 20, add 50, less 30. Again we need to less 80. This time we will apply big friends formula. Less 100, add a 20. 380. Our answer is 380.